Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you another video. Alright, so now the other one is uploading, I can just start a new one. Because that's all it's really about, is condensing them in such a way to where they don't last an hour and a half. And so it takes like all day to upload. So I know the other one ain't gonna upload till like 6 p.m. I'm just being honest with y'all. But yeah, man, just chilling right now, walking down the street. Looks like my vision won't allow me to see what the hell the name of that street is. My vision's getting worse this year. Vineland, walking down Vineland, one of them long North Hollywood streets, and don't have a destination, man. I'm still waiting for a response from the Lyft people so I can go down to Studio City and get myself caught up on the Lyft thing. And so I would love to make my way down there, but it really doesn't make any sense until I know that they have a vehicle to offer me. You go all the way down there and find out they ain't got nothing, you just wasted your time. So yeah, I don't doubt that they likely will have something. But as far as me just going down there aimlessly without having that confirmation that I'm even in, yeah, it didn't seem like the move for me. So, but I didn't want to sit in that hotel room and just look at the phone. I can do that while I'm walking. So that's what I'm doing, getting this little early exercise. I got my weights on the way. I bought some 8-pound weights. Now the other ones I had were 7-pound weights, some little yellow ones that I kept all my life. I left those back at the apartment and I purchased some new ones, some 8s, man. Because I was looking at my shoulders yesterday and I realized I didn't really put on some strong muscle with all those reps I do. Because in my squats, for every squat I do, I also do this. I'll put 1, 2, 1, 2, I do that. So what it's done is made these ridiculously defined. Probably the most defined part of my body right now. So it's like, I don't want to let that go. I put in way too much work. I mean, that's like thousands of those I've done, because each time I do it, it's basically over 1,000 done. So it's like, yo, I'm not letting that go. I'm not letting that go. In fact, I'm getting heavier weights so we can put more muscle on that. And of course, that'll put more muscle on my backside because I also do the squats with it from 14 pounds to 16 pounds. So it's not a substantial difference, but it will be one that I feel, I'm certain. Especially with all the reps I do. So my suitcase squat regimen is really pushing strong. I feel stronger today than I did yesterday. No soreness, so that's working well for me. And doing the push-ups, and of course I'm eating less over here. That's the problem. I'm only eating like half a meal each meal, basically. Not necessarily because I'm portioning, but just because it's only rice and turkey and stuff like that. So I don't really want to eat too much of it. And it's bland, you know, it's not for the taste, so I don't really cook too much. I just get enough to get full, and that's it. But how you doing, son? But you know, at the end of the day, man, just trying to be healthy, and you know you're going through a lot. I think it's so important that people take care of themselves, because a lot of times it's easy to, when you're depressed, you're going, you know, the stereotype is to get a big old bucket of ice cream when you go through a breakup. That stuff puts fat on your body, and thus put fat on your heart, put fat on your mind, you know what I mean? Not fat on your mind, but you know what I'm saying? It doesn't promote healing at all. And a lot of times I see people are down and depressed. It's easy to fall into depression when you're not eating properly. I don't know the science behind it. I imagine it has something to do with oxygen in the brain, but it's very easy to fall into depression when you're not healthy. And so that's my thinking. It's just be healthy when you're going through the worst of stuff. Improve your diet when you're going through the deepest stress. Make it so that your body is working harder if possible, because sometimes your mind won't allow you. Yeah, the mind won't allow you. You could want to work out, but you just be, you know, I've been there. But I'm telling you, it's easier to do this when you have more fat on your body. It's easier to fall into wicked thoughts when it's harder to lug around the body itself. Same thing with getting up in the morning. Now that I have experience in both extremes, when I was really heavy versus now when I'm pretty spry and light, 6-pack and all that, it's like it's easy to get up in the morning. 6 a.m., 5:30, I'm up. Boom. My body woke up at 4:30 this morning. I ain't blinked since. 4:30. Yesterday, 5:30. Day before that, 5:30. It's like, yeah, I'm under a lot of stress, but I think it's easier to just fight those feelings when you physically can do so. Like physically jump up, boom. I could drop right now, do 50 push-ups. When it was a time when I could only do 3 push-ups, it was so easier to fall into depression and stay in that depression. And then you compound it with more of the same foods that otherwise make you depressed. It's a difference there. It's a real difference there. I'm telling y'all from firsthand experience. extended times of being big and heavy. It wasn't just me, I was heavy and I lost weight. No, I was heavy for like 10, 11 years. You know what I'm saying? Most of my childhood, I was heavy and uncomfortable. You know, I didn't turn that around till I was like 22, 21 years old. So it's like, I'm telling y'all, man, there is a difference in the correlation between depression and how easy it is to stay into bad moods and being healthy and being physically able to move, physically able to push, physically able to squat around and all that stuff. I'm telling you, it's easier to psych yourself out of those moods. I kid you not. And I was looking at the lift assistance program. What they have right now, and there's a reason why I'm saying this, but the lift assisted program makes it so that now they have special rides that give you an extra $4 if you help people to their door and help, you know, and when you pick them up, you also go to the door and make sure they can come downstairs or whatever they need to do. The lady I saw in the video, she was heavy set and she was disabled, right? But my thinking is, my mindset when it comes to people who are disabled, who can't move, your diet has to be pristine, fam. Your diet has to be pristine. You can't eat what all of these people are eating that puts fat on your body, because it's going to make you more disabled. It's going to make it so that your mobility is worse. And a lot of times we have habits and addictives that we've had put in our bodies for so many years to where we can't psych ourselves into eating healthy. I've been there. I lied to my mother so I could eat bad foods. Oh, I didn't eat that. There ain't nobody else to get it. I didn't pull that out, mommy. Ain't nobody else eating it. You know what I mean? But that food had such a hold on my spirit and such a hold on me. I had to taste it. I had to. So I know what that feels like, but there's a way around that because I'm not like that no more. So you can too. Not be like that someday. Walking past a Target, that's kind of cool, right? But the point is, there's a way around that by starting the process of weaning off of those foods. And if you're further in your life, you got to take more of an initiative, because you don't, with all the respect and prayers that I'm wrong, you probably don't have a lot of time to be doing slow as it pertains to your habits, because you've already compounded your life with so much food. You're in your 50s, your 60s, you're heavy set, and you're disabled. It's time to go to a space where you're eating better so that the weight can be lost, so that your mobility can be stronger. Because I don't care who you are. You can lose weight and gain muscle to your levels of degree. Now, maybe you can't put on muscle like LeBron. You can't put on muscle maybe like me. Whatever. But the point is, for your body, you can eat better and you can get healthier. And I want people to know that. I believe that. Because I just see it like we have habits, culture. And then the correlation between that culture and our uncomfort is so very obvious to me. And we eat all these bad foods that make us heavier and heavier and heavier. And look, now that I'm somebody who's trying to like get in shape, I'm very aware of what meals put weight on me immediately. I don't have the greatest metabolism either. So I eat 2 bad meals and it changes my stomach immediately. This is what it is. Because I'm aware of that, I know how that can be for other people as well. Fat attaches itself to fat. So wherever your fat pockets are, whether it be in your thighs, in your chest, like I had, or maybe it's in your stomach more so, what have you, the more that food you put on it, the more that fat you put on it. And the more that fat you put on it, all the other stuff we've been talking about is more so on you. So it's like, that's why I'm like, look, for people who are disabled, who can barely move, you know, it's time to consider, if you want to extend your life and feel better with the quality of your life, changing your diet, man. Changing your diet, ma'am. Change your diet. Do not eat bullcrap. But we have to be taught what to eat. And I don't think I have that part down yet. I'm not the guy to come to say, I got the nutrition. No, I just know what you shouldn't eat. That's all I'm saying. I know what you shouldn't. I ain't necessarily up on what you should. For me, I just eat like a hermit. But I don't think everybody wants to eat like that. And that's okay, man. Because I didn't want to eat like that for a long time. And I'd have been mad at anybody who put a plate like what I'm eating today in front of me when I was back then in that mindset. But the point is, I'm going to feel better than you. Straight up. My body inside is going to feel better than yours. I may not be eating tasty foods like you eating, but I'm going to survive longer than you, so long as I don't get hit by a bus. All of my metabolism and all that comes with me is going to be better. And look what I see. You see what I'm saying? I can't eat that. I love McDonald's bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. I could totally go in there and eat 2 of those right now. Get a 3rd one for later. Get another one for tomorrow. I promise my mind still loves those foods, bro. I still love those foods. The problem is, I'm not confused about what's behind it, what it does to me, and how I don't like the consequences. That 1 degree of separation between those good meals that I love to eat and my depression and my fat and all this different stuff that makes it worse for me to work out and all that. It's 1 degree. Meal problems. And if you can't correlate that, then you're going to always fall into being a victim to what it is that ultimately makes them wealthy and ultimately makes you dead. And happy when you're eating, but dead early and depressed all the way through. And so that's what I'm telling y'all, man. Not to attack them, they can change their menu. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really comes down to. They can change their menu. They have the right to change their menu. They just don't think we want that stuff. They think we want the stuff that they've made us want by putting additives in them. And I'm telling you, that's what I think it is. Additives. Foreign stuff that ain't got nothing to do with food, nothing other than to make you addicted to what it is that makes you come back to these places. So it's like, when I think that's what it is, then I just look at it as a hypnosis that I need to stay away from. You know, like a warp that open, like a warp. What do you call those things? Like a black hole that opens up right next to you. You're gonna walk into it. I'm not walking into that. I'm walking away from that. Now, I may have all kinds of beautiful women in there. It may have a bag of money sitting on the other side of that thing, but I don't know what's actually in there. It just opened up a portal out of nowhere. Why am I walking in there? And so that's how I look at it. It's like a hypnotizing type of thing. It's like, ooh, let me lure you over here. That type of stuff, man. That ain't nothing to want. That's sorcery. And of course it's gonna lure you in. But you gotta know what it is that it's a degree of separation from. You gotta stay away from it. And like I said, for those of y'all on the other side of this, just change your menu, bro. Just change your menu. Make it healthier. Period. Stop. You set the culture yourself. And that's what it really comes down to. People are afraid to start the process of taking the losses necessary to change the culture. It's going to take losses, man. You got to build over. There's going to be people who are not going to take well to that. But you're going to save lives and ultimately create more customers for yourself. They love the brand already. You know, that's what it really comes down to. You got a staple brand. Now you have an opportunity that you made all this money. You've built yourself up to super wealth. Now you can start doing things that allow for a little more sacrifice and makes the world a better place. Hey, good morning. But people don't want to do it. People don't want to do it because they're afraid to take the short-term losses when they're too big to fail any damn way. I encourage people in McDonald's to just change your menu so that we can be healthier, man, because we're always going to want to come to you and you're always going to kill us. And we don't want to die. And you want more of us. And this is how we're going to have more of us, by not dying and having more children, so that they can buy your food. See what I'm saying? It's like, if people won't be so evil, they'll find out how much more money they'll make by not being evil. That's the part that throws me off. It's like, everybody does what works, but what they don't realize is that what works is it's within the culture of what it is that we agree upon. If we start agree upon better things, then we'll realize we'll live better. That's what it is. You just live better. You'll eat better, you'll feel better, you'll have more children that are healthier, you have more people that are more likely to be able to contribute in life and things that, you know, maybe they don't want to. We just gotta have a little faith, man. That's what God is for. So that those who are in position to be afraid will understand that there's nothing to fear, that you have favor. But when you have to be on top of everything, you're gonna do evil to keep yourself going out of that fear. And I see that on high, and I see it in individuals. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna change our menu even though you know it's killing everybody. We walk around thinking you're evil when you're really just terrified. It's no difference though, because it's not about the intentions, it's about the impact. I'm telling you, I don't know if what I'm saying will put forth the right math for these people. Like I said, you got to take losses if you're listening to me. We're not talking about being able to maintain the success of what it is you've been doing by selling people good things no more. That's not going to necessarily work like that. You have to take losses. But you're changing the culture. You're going to make people healthier. And over time, what you're going to find out is people appreciate you more by keeping them alive instead of killing them off. How many of us have lost people to heart attacks? How many people have lost people to all this different stuff? Because the culture of stuff that we eat. A lot of that stuff that we eat that is meant to kill us was meant to kill the slaves. Don't you get it? Greasy foods, stuff that they would never feed themselves, they fed to the slaves. A lot of that stuff we, the slaves, made healthy, or not healthy, that's the wrong way of putting it, made taste good, so now you want to eat it. It's the God's honest truth. It was the talent of the slaves and how they seasoned things in a lot of cases in this country, that is why we take certain foods that we know are no good for us and eat them like they're the best thing in the world. It's because a lot of times my people and brown people and all these type of people, we just got a talent for making things taste good. That's what it is. And I've had this conversation before. If you've heard this already, this ain't new, but it's true. Got a talent for making things taste good, and because of it, a lot of the bad foods that we have no business eating, we crave all the time because it's delicious. But I'm telling you, you can cook all of the stuff that you think you don't want just as tasty. You just got to figure it out, just like you did with the bad foods. And I'm telling you, if that was the culture for us to eat healthy, and we vibe with that on a USA level, you know, that's what we do. And somebody tried to feed us the stuff that they're feeding us now, we throw them in jail. Think about it. What we do when somebody murders somebody? We throw them in jail, right? Trial, sentencing. They're killing millions of people with food, no less. But it's culture and it's understood as fine. No, that's warped culture. That's just some stuff we've been doing for so long we shouldn't be doing no more. That's a norm that ain't normal. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Hope I'm saving somebody. Hope I'm saving a lot of lives with this. Because every third person I see, I can tell they've been eating the foods that I'm talking about. And how could they not? That's all they see. You gotta, like, what I'm doing right now, if I didn't stop at one of those places, I starve until like what, noon? If I don't stop at one of these little markets to get some bad food that's ultimately meant to kill me, I'm gonna starve all day, waiting to find something healthy around here. Kid you not. And the people who have these things under control do not let their environments have that problem, because they're gonna nourish themselves. And I gotta give credit to my friend Bronze, who put this in my mind as well, which makes all the sense in the world. But it's like the pharmaceuticals in the medical industry. It's like they go hand in hand. You keep people sick with the food that they eat, and then you relay them over to the medical field where they give them what they need to get them well, or give them what they need to keep, do whatever it is that they do in the medical field. Give them drugs, basically. Give them bad food to make them sick. Give them drugs to make them further sick. And so I don't see the wickedness in that. Even if we agree to it and nobody's passionate about it behind the curtain, everybody's just looking at its success and it works, so it works. Don't you realize that is a evil in place that is warped in such a way that you agree to destroy when you're trying to build? Are we confused about what it is we're trying to do? Like, are we confused about what reflects poorly upon our character and our brands? Are we confused about what's not going to age well? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, do people not know that the things that they do reflect on them? I look at people who troll in the comment sections. Bro, I think badly of you because of how you're talking about others. It's you that looks bad, not what it is you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Let's not hate ourselves so much that we allow the enemy to control our reputations and ultimately what we put in our bodies, man. And don't let the fear on high, for all you 1%ers, don't let the fear on high have you looking like you are something much worse than you are. Because your kids are going to take the brunt of that. Your grandkids are going to take the brunt of that. And maybe your money can protect them, but their reputations will sour, and eventually, it'll come to roost. Or they'll be the ones to undo you. We've seen that movie before. So it's like, man, I'm trying to help somebody, man. There's a lot of people who are confident in their evil and they're going to suffer later on. And in that suffering, they're going to cry out to God, and this is what God has given them now. You don't have to even do that, man. It don't have to happen. He hears you crying out while you're doing the evil that you're doing that's ultimately going to get you punished, that's going to cause you to cry out. He already see you crying now. He already hear that pain now. That's the part people don't understand. He's already ahead of where you're at. He's in the phase where you're in hell pleading for your life. He's not where you're at doing all that. He sees what happens well after that. And so that's why it's like he sent people like me to help y'all. Like, literally help you. He know a lot of y'all ain't gonna listen to me. I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna listen to me, but at the end of the day, if one person listens to me and that one person affects 1 million people, that's good enough, bro. Or if one person listens to me, takes what it is that I say and verbalizes it in a way that they can listen to other people will listen to them, that message will do exactly what it's supposed to do, whether I'd said it or not. That's the purpose. So I'm trying to tell people, man, every walk of life, wherever you at, regardless of what your intentions are, regardless if you love only your people and nobody else, none of that stuff is what we're talking about here. It's about how you handle your individual body and the things that you're in charge of and what it is that you're welcoming when doing so. What are you welcoming when doing so, friends? Are we sure we know what comes with what, and are we paying attention to the degree of separation, that one little step away from what it is that we definitely don't want? So I'm telling y'all, it don't take much to ruin your life, man. It don't take much to ruin your business. It don't take much to welcome the wrong stuff. You be in situations where ain't nothing no good in your life, man. And it ain't your fault. It ain't your fault. There's a lot of stuff in place that allow for you to be influenced by those who agree to do the things that you ain't got no business doing. Culture, success, happiness within that success, but what you can't see is what's coming for them for doing what they did. You can't see that. You can't see that it ain't gonna work out the same way for you and your business. You can't see that. It's supposed to look good to lure you in. Apply that to everything we're talking about and more, man. If it looks good and it causes you trouble, you don't want it. You don't want it. I don't care if that's a significant other, something that ain't quite properly put together, whatever it is. If it ain't meant for your betterment, it is definitely meant for your punishment. Coerce you into deserving more punishment, all kinds of stuff like that. You don't need that, man. Let's do a different route. Let's act like we have some sense around here as it pertains to certain things that welcome the wrong things that maybe look decorated pretty. Like pure and utter evil in every other form possible. So that's the thought on my mind right now, man. I think I'll end this video so we can upload in a reasonable time. And maybe I'll turn it right back on just like I did the last time. BDF 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.